I've said it many times that moment when we won in Rome was the best and the highlight of my career. And to hear those 12 guys shout 2 more years was certainly for me a personal moment of joy and honor that they would want me to come back and represent them again as captain. So I'm very excited about the opportunity to be here in New York, and I can't wait for it to all kick off in just under a year's time.
I have to pinch myself a lot, and this stretch of my life has been really incredible, and it's an honor of a lifetime for me to lead this U.S. team here at Bethpage Black. It was a dream to play in another President's Cup, another team event, and to win the point made it even more special. But this is a dream come true for me. I love Bethpage, I love New York, and like I said, it's an honor of a lifetime.
Well, obviously, it was a very successful campaign. We were successful in Rome, and there was a lot of things that I did that I think will continue over into this captaincy. Of course, there's some changes. It's one of the hardest things to do is to win an away Ryder Cup. And I'm going to have to adapt a little bit. Some of the advantages I had with home crowd support, I've lost that advantage. Setting up the golf course, I've lost that advantage. So it's about coming up with different ways to try and counteract some of those disadvantages and trying to turn them into something positive. And again, there was a lot of learnings from that Ryder Cup in Rome and that we will take to New York, but there's some differences too that we're going to have to implement to give our team any kind of chance.
So it was really important for me to be around the team. At first it was going to be a vice captain, and then obviously I played, and I wasn't in that vice captain role. So it was important for me to remember the nerves of these tournaments. It was important to remember the preparation that goes into it, and I was able to really watch what Jim and the vice captains did, created an atmosphere for us to succeed and to do well and be prepared and know who you're playing with and have a real plan. As for me to play, it's always a goal of mine to play on the Ryder Cup teams. It's so far off now that I'm not going to worry about it. Once we get closer to the tournament and I'm up there on the points list, then we'll start to think about it. But, I'm focused now on being the captain of the team, and that's it. Every vice captain that I'm choosing will know that this is a possibility. So they'll know what's going on in that way. I also have John Wood, who's come on, but I think my vice captains are all going to be more than capable of doing this, and I hope someday they'll all be captains. So, but again, we're so far away from that I'm really focused on being a captain right now.
When you're playing an away Ryder Cup, I think you have to be the underdog. Just looking historically, Whistling Straits, the result there was very one-sided. Hazeltine was pretty one-sided. Valhalla. We were fortunate to come back in Medina, but the last few times we played away, the results have been pretty one-sided towards the U.S. So, yes, in a tough environment, we will be the underdogs.
These guys really love playing for Luke, and they're going to love coming into Bethpage and trying to shut up the fans, the players. It's a very unifying thing to be on a team and come into a hostile environment. So we know that. We know how tough they are. We know how great of match play players they are and how much they care about the Ryder Cup. So, I think obviously the home team has a bit of an advantage, but, they get to come in and us against the world, and that's always tough to play against.